Yo, so come on in here, y'all. Everybody come on in, man. So, man, it's some breaking news going on in the Hollywood world. 2021. First of all, before I get started, welcome to 2021, y'all. It seemed like this is becoming a continuation of 2020, with a lot of shocking news headlines and everything else. It's just been released that Dr. Dre has suffered an aneurysm, and he is currently in ICU in the hospital, y'all. And if you guys haven't heard about it, it was just released moments ago from TMZ that Dr. Dre suffered an aneurysm, life-threatening aneurysm, and he's currently in ICU. And honestly, I'm just like shocked right now because I did not expect to come on here tonight. I've been basically waiting to really get back on the podcast because I'm getting some things in order. I'm getting some things organized. Thank you. Yes, sending prayers out to Dr. Dre. I'm over here trying to get some things organized, and it takes a lot to produce pre-recorded podcasts. But I couldn't not get on here tonight with this news about Dr. Dre. And basically what happened is, according to TMZ, Dr. Dre wasn't feeling well yesterday. And he was rushed to the hospital because he was suffering an aneurysm. I'm going to read it directly from there. It says, Dr. Dre is in Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after suffering a brain aneurysm. And if you're in here, just make sure you hit the thumbs up button so we can get more people up in here. Just hit the thumbs up button so I can finish the story. It says, Dr. Dre is in Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles after suffering a brain aneurysm, TMZ has learned. Sources connected to Dre with direct knowledge tells us that Dre suffered the aneurysm on Monday and was rushed by ambulance to the hospital, and he was taken directly into ICU where he remains currently this Tuesday. The sources also say the 55-year-old music mogul is currently in stable condition and lucid, but doctors don't know what caused the bleeding, and they are doing a battery list of tests, okay? As been reported, Dr. Dre is currently going through a divorce. And his ex-wife, soon-to-be ex-wife, Nicole, wants the judge to reject the prenuptial agreement that they originally had that was signed in 1996, claiming that Dre ripped it up earlier on in the marriage. Dre strongly denies that claim. There's a hearing that was supposed to be going down this Wednesday in downtown LA on both issues in regards to the divorce and everything else, and the settlement and everything else going on. And you know what? This is just getting really messy. It seems as if, maybe this aneurysm was brought on but because of all the stress that Dr. Dre is going through. Because the past year, he's been basically the past several months, he's been going back and forth in a bitter divorce between himself and his soon-to-be ex-wife, okay, Nicole Young. So, and she's been asking for a lot of money. Like, she's tried to basically subpoena the court to get over $2 million a month in alimony from Dr. Dre, along with subpoenaing the court to provide $5 million as well to basically pay for her lawyer fees that Dr. Dre was already paying for. Of course, the judge actually rejected these claims, but she's still in contest, and she's just put up a claim basically saying that Dr. Dre is hiding millions upon millions of dollars. She literally has like his wallet calculated down to a T, talking about something he's hiding about $62 million in assets and just in cash money. And she feel like he should be able to just give her $2 million, even though the judge rejected it. But anyway, where I'm trying to go with this is Dr. Dre ended up coming back on the web, ensuring to everybody that he's okay. Now, we know this probably isn't Dr. Dre. I'm about to show y'all the clip right here. We know that this isn't Dr. Dre that they got on here. They're going to say that it's him because that's probably your publicist, right? And oftentimes when these celebrities are in bad shape, of course, what the publicist is hired to do is come out and put up a statement in regards to the situation so the fans and everybody can calm down while they're going through it. But according to this here, he put up a post basically thanking everybody. He said, thanks to my family, friends, and fans for their interest and well wishes. I'm doing great and getting excellent care from my medical team. I will be out of the hospital and back home soon. shout out to all the great medical professionals at Cedars. One love. So this is a statement that's been released by Dr. Dre and his team, basically trying to state that he is okay. And I'm hoping that he is okay. But this is unfortunate right now. And it really just makes you think about life, because the one thing that most people forget, is that no matter how much money and fame a person may have, that doesn't negate them from their final destination, or them having certain medical issues that could be life threatening, which could take them out. You know what I mean? And, I'm praying, and it's not me speaking death onto the man. I hope that he recovers. Absolutely hopes he recovers and everything else, and get back into his shape, because 55 years old is still a relatively young age. And it's just crazy that this is happening to him. But with the direction of what everything is happening is making me realize, and I hope it helps everybody see that celebrities are humans just like everybody. And they go through things. They go through divorces that could lead to stress, that could lead to an aneurysm like Dr. Dre. Celebrities do die. They might have a lot of money, but a lot of them live relatively short lives. And oftentimes it's because of the stress that comes with all of this fame and popularity and notoriety, and the pressure of having to consistently work to keep your name and your brand in order, because you don't operate on a regular schedule. You're not getting enough sleep. Some of these people, they don't eat well. They don't really take care of themselves. And this is often the end results to that. It's just really, shocking that this has happened to Dr. Dre. A lot of people that's been on social media have been sending prayers. Of course, Ice Cube reached out and was sending prayers and everything else out to him, and hoping that he does recover. And we all hope that he's recovered, because, this would not be a good way to start off 2021. You know what I mean? And it just seemed like the past 2 Januaries of the last years has been pretty shocking, because we lost Kobe Bryant in January, and that was the kickoff of a shitty 2020. And right now we got Dr. Dre in the hospital with a life-threatening condition. So the culture is taking a lot of hits, and I really hope that he is getting the help that he needs. And I hope that his team is not in a rush to get him back out. I know people, when it comes to celebrities, they be having demands and everything else, but I hope that the people that surround Dr. Dre understands the need of him being able to properly recover and get the medical help that he needs in the middle of all this madness. Because, a lot of times when it comes down to these wealthy celebrities, one of the reasons and one of the things that do cause their demise is that they don't get enough rest. They're not being able to take care of themselves. They're not being able to just recuperate, regenerate. And on top of that, they have a lot of stress and pressure from the media all over them all the time. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully that all works out for Dr. Dre. Are y'all shocked that this has happened to him? I'm looking for more updates. I actually have a video for you guys to not understand what an aneurysm is. Most aneurysms end in fatality, which means that they don't have a high survival rate. You can survive, okay? But luckily, Dr. Dre had people in his corner that was able to detect that and get him to a hospital immediately upon it erupting, and I'm just glad that we're getting news that he's recovering in a hospital versus us getting news that he had passed away. I actually have a clip from a doctor basically explaining to Fat Joe on his podcast on Instagram, what has happened to Dr. Dre and exactly what can happen if you suffer an aneurysm, and how you can prevent from dying from aneurysm, and the steps that need to be made in order for you to not. So let me just go on here. We're going to work on the screen and share. And you guys, this is so random. I haven't been on air in a while. I'm trying to get some things in order. A lot of big things on the way, but I'm going to play this clip for you guys so you can hear what he has to say.
Blood vessel in the brain, when it gets too thin or weak, that's what you call an aneurysm, because then it starts to bulge out, and then if it ruptures, that's when it's dangerous. So I'm praying it hasn't gotten to that stage with Dr. Dre, and just praying for that brother, man, and hope he gets through.
Have you heard of patients surviving brain aneurysm?
Yeah. A lot of the time, brain aneurysm, as long as it hasn't ruptured, when you even a ruptured brain aneurysm, when you catch it right in time, you take them right to the operating room, and you got to do a coiling procedure at that time to fix it up. But if you had a brain aneurysm that's ruptured and you haven't gotten treatment and you're not in the hospital or getting surgery done, then yeah, that could be life threatening. The blood vessel in the
So that's the clip of the doctor basically talking about brain aneurysms and how they happen. And for the people that's just coming in, I'll let that play again. But we're talking about the fact that Dr. Dre is currently in ICU after suffering from a brain aneurysm. Okay. And, this is very shocking. We've already lost a few people within the hip hop community over the past couple of weeks. One of them being Shabba-Doo. Of course, we've lost him. We lost one of the members of Houdini. It's just, ecstasy. It's just been a lot going on within the Black hip hop community lately with us losing legends. And right now, from the reports of it, Dr. Dre is currently in the ICU at a hospital. Now, his team has come out with a statement basically saying that he's doing better. He had put up a post recently basically saying that he's doing better and he's doing well. But, like I said before, people are saying that it's him. But we all know, like, when these celebrities get into like serious situations, it's not really them that be talking, it's their publicists. But he put up a post in the last hour basically saying that thanks to my family, friends, and fans for their interest and well wishes. I'm doing great, getting excellent care from our medical team, and I'll be out of the hospital and back home soon. Shout out to all the great medical professionals at Cedars. So yeah, and one love. So hopefully this all, works out, you know what I mean? But I just feel like Dr. Dre shouldn't be in a rush to come back on and do any type of work. Like I just want him to really, stay in the hospital as long as needed, because brain aneurysms can be fatal. And the clip that I had just played was basically a doctor talking to Fat Joe on his podcast, basically explaining the effects of an aneurysm and what it does to the human body, and how it could become a fatality and eventually cause death. So, what do you guys feel about this? You know what I'm saying? Y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, 2021 is starting to feel like the beginning of 2020 all over again.
When it gets too thin or weak, that's what you call an aneurysm, because then it starts to bulge out, and then if it ruptures, that's when it's dangerous. So I'm praying it hasn't gotten to that stage with Dr. Dre, and just praying for that brother, man, and hope he gets through.
Have you heard of patients surviving brain aneurysm?
Yeah. A lot of the time, brain aneurysm, as long as it hasn't ruptured, even a ruptured brain aneurysm, when you catch it right in time, you take them right to the operating room, and you got to do a coiling procedure at that time to fix it up. But if you had a brain aneurysm that's ruptured and you haven't gotten treatment and you're not in the hospital or getting surgery done, then yeah, that could be life threatening. The blood vessel in the
So yeah, so you guys seen that clip, and like I said before, for everybody that's on here, I'm gonna be doing another live too, because it's been a lot going on in the celebrity world. I'm gonna be getting back to doing like my podcast in the order that I usually do it, but it's the beginning of the year. I have so much stuff going on. I'm just really trying to get myself reorganized before kicking everything all the way off. But yeah, this is one of the breaking news that's going on. His team made a release basically saying that Dr. Dre is okay. And that he's getting through it, but we really don't know. And what we really should be doing is praying right now and hoping that God indeed spares this man and he makes it through this trying time in regards to his health. But let's dig a little deeper when we're talking about the situation, because we can just go on the surface and say, man, he had an aneurysm, that's crazy or whatever. But we can also just talk about the power of stress and how stress affects people. Because up until this point, Dr. Dre was known for, from what we know, being a relatively healthy guy, working out at the gym, doing stuff he needs to do. This is before he's gotten a divorce. Within less than a year of him and his wife going through a divorce and him having to go through all these financial things with his wife, his soon-to-be ex-wife, his health has now deteriorated. Okay? And it just shows, like, you have to be careful, who you have around you, or just even be careful of who you choose as a spouse, because that can literally be your demise if this person decides to take you to court and decides to file for a divorce or anything like that. And it shows the effect that it can have on you spiritually, physically, you know what I mean? And of course, this is all speculation, right? Because we're not actually there. We're not in their bedroom. We don't know what's going on. And we're going to keep it real, even though he is not well right now. You know, Dr. Dre hasn't had the best history with women, and you know, that would lead people to not want to pray for him. But at the end of the day, whatever he did, he didn't deserve this, and no one deserves to you know, just, I don't feel like anybody deserves to die like that, just unexpectedly, aneurysm, anything like that. I would never wish bad health on anybody, no matter what the circumstances is. And unfortunately, with this man, he had a brain aneurysm, and it probably was from stress. Like, even if they try to make it seem like somebody is a monster and they've been through and they've done this, and this to these people, that doesn't negate that this individual happens to also still be a human being. And with them being a human being, they have certain situations that make them go through human stuff like stress. And stress causes various things. You know, stress causes cancers. Stress could cause an aneurysm. It's so many things that goes on when you are dealing with stress on a consistent basis. And celebrities deal with stress as much as us regular folks deal with stress. But it's a little worse because these people have people that's trying to capitalize off of them, take their money and everything that they work very hard for. And along with that, we have the media, you know, that scrutinize them on a daily basis for certain things that they might do. And, you know, from the outside looking in, they just feel like they know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? And, you know, most of the time, a lot of times they don't know. They don't know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? So, you know, I just feel like Dr. Dre is probably under a lot of stress due to the fact that his wife divorcing him, due to the fact that she's basically trying to financially suck him dry right now. And take as much stuff from him as she can. You know, but this is just, you know, an important reminder for everybody that's out there, and celebrities, humans, and regular people like that, we are all human, and we can also come to stress. And stress sometimes it can harm, and sometimes it could potentially kill. So if you have bad people and different stresses, this is a time for you to try to remove those people out of your life. And just try to, you know, get right with God, try to do prayer, try to do meditation, and try to make things right in your life, because you never know, you know what I mean? You never know when it's your time, man. And it don't matter if you are worth billions of dollars like a Dr. Dre. It don't matter if you're worth a penny. You know, you sleeping on the street and homeless. When God calls, he calls. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to speak cryptic, but I'm just talking the real. And I really hope on that note, I'm about to get off of this joint. I'm gonna come back with another live too, because I don't know what's going on, but these celebrities are having a hell of a night. And Quiet as kept, like, you know, I like gossiping, you know, I like talking shit, but I mean, I got a lot of stuff going on. I still got to keep the continuity up on this page, so I'm about to start doing more lives. Until I can get down and sit down and produce a full hour of my podcast, because I just been running around doing so much lately. But I wanted to put out something for you guys. So you guys tell me what y'all think exactly what happened to Dr. Dre. What could have caused him to have this brain aneurysm? Do you agree with my thoughts? You tell me what your thoughts is about this. And along with that, send a prayer up to Dr. Dre. And hopefully he recovers and makes a speedy recovery. And no, actually not a speedy recovery. Recover, but also relax and take his time coming back into the spotlight, because these celebrities are humans too. And contrary to what everybody think about him and everything else that's happened, he is somebody's father. You know, he is someone's husband still, even though he's not fully divorced. He's somebody's brother and, you know, uncle and everything else. So I hope that Dr. Dre is able to recover from this whole thing. And really, I hope that his team doesn't rush him, because I feel like, you know, we're going into, basically, TMZ just drops the news to say he has a brain aneurysm, and then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, his team dropped this press release basically saying that he's okay and saying, "Oh, it's Dr. Dre that made the post." Anybody with common sense know that it wasn't Dr. Dre that wrote that post. Okay, it was somebody from his team or his publicist that made that post to calm the public down. So I can't even go off of that statement that he put on Instagram that makes it feel like, oh yeah, he's fine, because most people that do suffer aneurysms, they die. It's like a really fast situation. So the fact that he's still alive is a miracle, and I hope that they are able to perform the proper procedures as needed to make sure that he fully heals from this and he takes things easy and slow. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next video. Sorry, my energy isn't as up. It's 1 o'clock in the morning over here. My ass should be in my bed sleep. But of course I have to come up here and just talk about this because this is some breaking news right now. If you guys like the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and I'll be back with more videos. I'm going to do one more live talking about the weekend and what the hell has happened to his face. I think this is a joke, but we're going to talk about that on the next video. So if you guys are enjoying this live, bring me over to the next live. Let's talk about the next subject. Peace.